When it comes to high-ticket sales, selling high-ticket coaching offers, are you willing in your coaching business to make whatever you've created as your ceiling, your new floor? Are you willing to make the thing that has been your highest level your new beginning, your new starting point? Hello, beautiful, and welcome to the Psychology of High-Ticket Sales for Spiritual Women Coaches and Christian Women Coaches. Here's the thing. When clients invest in themselves, when they buy the Rolex watch, when they buy the first class ticket to Cape Town, it's not because they need it. It's because they want to. They feel like they want to fly first class. They feel like they want that Rolex watch. So in your coaching business with your offers, what do your high ticket, your preferred premium high ticket coaching clients feel like they want? And are you giving that to them? Do you have the willingness? Are you willing to find out what your people truly want so you can serve at your deepest level? I work with so many powerful women, so many ambitious, smart women, anointed women, filled with the Holy Spirit, who have not yet seen or recognized that they're not creating pathways to high-ticket sales, pathways for people to buy from them, because they've been secluded in these masterminds where they're trying to match the room. And one of the things I invite women to consider when they're coming to asking for the sale VIP day, for example, is what room have you been trying to match with your high-ticket sales business? And what do I mean by that? I was working with a client called Kennedy. We're working together and asking for the sale VIP day. And she was working on her high-ticket messaging, her positioning, her packaging, pricing, and asking for the sale through your messaging, asking for the sale through your content so you don't have to do everything and be everywhere, asking for the sale in a way that supports you to share what God is sharing through you. So the client raises her hand to ask you for the sale. And in the middle of the VIP day, or at least an hour into the VIP day, I noticed something. The things that Kennedy was telling me she wanted, and she's already made 7 figures in her business, in her coaching business, but the things that she was saying about the people she wants to work with, what she wants to do, how she wants to create a business, were not aligned with what she's actually been doing in the last 11 years in her coaching business. And what I saw and what Kennedy came to realize during the asking for the sale VIP session is this. She has been rehearsing someone else's messaging, someone else's pricing for so long that she forgot to do the one thing I talk about all the time, is identity. She forgot to remember who she was. Not just that, but her mission, her purpose, her vision for her own coaching business, because she had been cosplaying for so long as other women in her masterminds or the room that she was trying to match. And that is a big problem with coaches who are now making, multiple 6 figures, multiple 7 figures or 8 figures, and they get into these rooms that they've been wanting to get into for so long, that now they've made the money, they have the prestige, and they're in these rooms, and they forget who they are. So one of the questions I ask every woman that comes into asking for the sale VIP day, for example, is, when was the last time you had uninterrupted access to the woman that God says you are? When was the last time that you had uninterrupted access, 100% access to the woman that God says you are, and 100% access to the divine gifts that God has given you? Because when you have uninterrupted access to who God says you are, you become brave enough to create a high-ticket coaching offer for $1 million or $250,000 or $750,000 or even $55,000 and offer it only to the person that wants it. The person does not have to be rich. The person does not have to be made of money. All they have to do is want it, is to have that pull, that invisible shift inside of themselves that says, I want a Rolex watch. I want to fly first class to Cape Town. And for you to have that invisible shift inside of you that makes you brave enough so that your energy, their energy matches yours. Their energy matches yours, and your energy is, I'm here to offer you the thing that I know you want, not the thing that I think you need. How brave are you to do that? Because a lot of the things that Kennedy was doing in her coaching business, where she was making 7 figures, 8 figures, going towards 8 figures, at least in the next 2 years, she'll get 8 figures, is this. She was doing what technically works for every coach out there who's selling lower ticket coaching offers, who has mass audience and doing mass appeal messaging, but it wasn't what she wanted. And everything she said went against everything I could see in her results for the last 5 years, in her profits, in her sales, in her messaging, in her marketing, in the way she showed up, in the way she packaged and priced. And I said, but Kennedy, we're talking about two different women here. You tell me this stuff, but on the record, the evidence doesn't show what you're saying. Where have you been all your life? Where have you been all your life? Where's the version of you that God says you are? Because what I see so far is the version of you that exists in reaction to what others are saying out there, in reaction to, I don't want to be judged, I don't want to be critiqued, I want to do what everybody in my mastermind is doing, I want to do what works. It's a temptation to try to fit in. It's a temptation to stop before you get to the assignment. You know, making the money in your coaching business, the 7 figures, the 8 figures, the 9 figures, whatever it is you're making, that is not the assignment. That's the fruit of your work that becomes the vessel that God uses to bless you, your family, and everybody else that God has assigned you to bless. The assignment itself is you showing up as the uninterrupted version of you in your business. And we know with high-ticket sales psychology, it doesn't matter where you do in the world. If you're not in your assignment as the person that God says you are not doing the assignment. You are not serving at your deepest level, no matter how much cash comes in. The women I work with know how to sell. They make 7 figures, they make multiple 6 figures. They already know how to message, they know how to market, but somehow they become trapped in trying to match the room or the version of the coach they respect and follow online. And these are powerful women. So if these women are doing it, what is the rest of the coaching industry doing? What is the buying and selling psychology? What is the psychology of meeting our clients? Of attracting the people who say, you know what, I want this. Not the people that you have to convince and make buy. People who don't even have the money and then they say it's a scam. People who are not even interested in that thing because it's not important to them. And you're selling it to them. Being out of integrity. High-ticket sales psychology is not about how to sell. We know how to sell. We all sell every single day. If you wear makeup, you've been selling all your life. We know how to sell. The thing is, are we brave enough to be the person that God already says we are and sell to the people that we're here to sell to? Sell to those who already want it. How many of you, drop in the comments below, are selling to people who already want the thing that you're selling? How many people are you trying to educate? Are you trying to tell about the benefits and the processes and the systems and the methodologies and the value of what you have? Why don't the people you're selling to already know the value? Why are you disappearing in your own business? How can you match the buyer and make buying fun for them? What makes your high ticket sales, your offer, what makes the offer premium value? What makes it premium value for that person to say, I want the Rolex watch? It's not how much the Rolex watch costs. No. It's the payoff that she gets when she invests in the Rolex watch. It's not how much the first class ticket to Cape Town costs. It's the payoff, the premium value for your high ticket coaching client. It's the payoff they get in their life, in their business, in their relationship, in their marriage, in their parenting, when they invest in working with you. This is part 3 of high ticket sales psychology for spiritual women coaches and Christian women coaches. Come back for part 4.